one ignoring this rock and roll stuff anymore. Every hotel and club in the country's wiring for information.
Hello, Groove Dogs. Welcome to the Runaway Radio Rewind, a program that looks and listens back to the heyday of one of America's truly great radio stations, the legendary and late KLOL. It's the Runaway Radio Rewind. And now, here's your host, Steve Robinson.
Hey there! It's time for the Runaway Radio Rewind, where we look back at Rock 101 KLOL, plenty of fond memories from way back when. Today we hear from the architect of the station, Pat Fant, and we have some good old-fashioned Uncle Waldo fun planned for you as well. It's the Rewind. Let's go!
When I played the first record in 1970 as program director, I then transitioned to music director after 6 months because program director was way too much responsibility for a 21-year-old kid. And all I really cared about was the music, not getting the call from the part-timer who can't make it for a shift tonight. I've got to figure out who to get up there to run the radio station because there was no automation. If nobody is playing the record, you're just off the air. So somebody's got to go show up and stay awake and play the records and do their show. So I wanted no part of that. I just wanted to do the music. So I hired this incredibly responsible character named Jim Pruett from KNUZ, who was still over there, as I had been when I left to go do this. Fortunately for me, good call, Pat Fant, to go take this new gig at 21 years old, be the program director of a new rock station. So I called my friend Jim Pruett. We'd worked together at KNUZ, and I said, little Jimmy, why don't you come on over and you be the program director, and I'll be the music director. And you had been in Vietnam, so you can tell them you'll be tough because you're a military guy, and you'll run it like a German train. What do you think about that? Okay, great. So that fooled them for 5 minutes probably because the Russ Corporation, the Jones family were very smart people, very experienced broadcasters. They knew exactly what we were up to. We thought that they never caught on to the green ecology fern in the O that we designed into the logo, the 101. They knew exactly what it was, and they just sort of looked at us with that classic enigmatic smile that they had and just go, yeah, okay, but they knew what it was. It wasn't an ecology fern. It was a marijuana leaf that was probably the first time any radio station logo in America proudly featured a cannabis leaf in its logo. So how did we go from that beginning to Billboard's Rock Station of the Year in 1990? And I came back to KLOL in 83, I think. So from 73 when I left, I gave it 3 years when I started. Then I went shooting films for 10 years, from 73 to 83. And then I came back in 83 and took it the rest of the way. And when I did, KLOL had a tough competitor in 97 Rock. Before that, it was called KAUM. ABC Network owned it. They were a well-funded operation across town, playing good music with good personalities. And so we had our work cut out for us in 83 when they brought me back as GM, and they said, let's see if we can become a mainstream competitive rock station, financially successful, and beat KAUM and force them out of the format and force them off the air. And we did that. We finally were able to push them totally out of the format. And it was personality and creativity, I think, that did it. We were free and open to, because I made sure it was that way, to explore the creative edges of the industry and the creative edges of what can be done when you take your boot off the neck of creative people, really competent creative people, and let the music take you where it takes you. So we didn't just play the music, we were a part of it. And we outperformed the other guys, and we certainly were more creative. We worked hard, worked very hard. And finally, they left the format as KAUM. 97 Rock came in at the same place on the dial, 96.5. And it took a while for us to beat them too. And they went off the air and changed to, I think, the Mix, as it turned out. And so KLOL really had it all to ourselves. There were the KRBEs of the world that were the very top 40 leaning pop side of rock. So KLOL had a very unique and wide lane to drive in that was all its own. And we had the room to creatively take the chances, to express ourselves, and it was my job to keep the lawyers and the FCC and all the other heat off of everybody so that we could do our work and we could test those creative limits. And I had come from the very heart and soul of the beginning of it, so I knew how important that was and how really ingrained the whole vibe and the culture of KLOL was in its formation, development. And finally, it just clicked so well. The industry caught on. The artists were all our friends, and from Gene Simmons and I can't even begin to, well, we should try to come up with a list of, it would be endless. I mean, George Harrison came up, to see us. So, I mean, there's so many artists that came by KLOL for all those many years that we did really become a legend in broadcasting.
It's the Runaway Radio Rewind. I'm Steve Robinson. Check out runawayradiorewind.com for some cool stuff, and spread the word on Facebook about us, too. As promised, William Shatner joined S&P one day, and it was simply magical.
William Shatner, this is great having you on the air. Do you mind if we have the Groove Dogs, the listeners, do some fun stuff with you?
Oh, absolutely. I want them to know what I'm doing because I'm very excited about a couple of things that are happening.
Well, now you're doing a book.
Like this is your...
I got... have you got the book there?
No, somebody stole it, I think. Anybody got the book?
We got the facts. We didn't receive the book.
Nobody sent us a book.
Yeah.
Dia.
Nobody sent you guys a book, so that's why nobody will talk to you.
That's Dia Stein, yeah. That's the.
Well, we've received the facts.
The book is called Spectre.
Yeah, we got that.
And it's the fourth of a series of novels that I've been writing. The three of them, the three previous one, hit the New York Times bestseller list. We're hoping that Spectre will do the same, and it's the Captain Kirk novels series. So
Very cool.
I think it's pretty good.
So it's a novel, it's fiction.
Yes, it's a fiction.
What are you eating? Bill, what are you eating?
Why do you ask?
Well, it sounds like you're eating something. Are you eating something?
He swallowed.
Well, I was having a bagel, but I didn't know it was throwing.
That's what
See, they're trying to ply you with bagels there, make you forget that we didn't get the book.
Yeah, he's
we
dunking
heard the
bagels,
sesame
yeah.
seed.
Well, take a look at this. William Shatner.
It is
William Shatner is, not only does he do books all the time, he does movies. He does, let's see, books, movies, TV shows. Are you a workaholic?
Yes, I think that might be the term.
Or are you trying to accumulate...
I'm just busy.
Are you,
What?
Are you trying to accumulate like a certain level of wealth?
He's already
No,
got
it hasn't
that.
got anything to do with wealth. I'm curious. Look, do you know what the website is?
Yes, www.something. Simon says.
Yeah, what is it? What does all that mean? If you were to dial up WilliamShatner.com, you'd get all the information I'm telling you, and other stuff. But I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
What? www.williamshatner.com / all that stuff? That's an address on the internet.
www is World Wide Web.
Yeah.
William Shatner is all about William.
That's you, and then
and .com.
What is .com?
A girl in our promotions department.
Yeah, she's easy, William. Let's get to the meat of the matter.
That's funny. .com. She's a great date, by the way.
Yeah.
And you should know, William, because there are a lot of stories. Are you married?
I am now.
Oh, you are now. Well, prior to your marriage, then, there were a lot of rumors about you and women. You being a real poon hound. True or false?
Can you say poon on the air?
Yeah, we just did.
Twice.
You just can't finish it with an astronaut's favorite drink.
This is the number one.
What, poontang?
Well, no, wait a minute. If you go from poon to prune. I'm into the prune phase.
He used to be a poon hound. Now
That's
he's
right,
a prune
and it's now a
hound.
prune.
Yeah,
right. I'm a prune hound now, and it helps the digestion a lot more than the poon.
He does prunes 3 times a week.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, you were like 3 or, according to the old rumors, they go, hey, William Shatner's coming to town, and did you know, like, he's
Hide
really
the
with
women and the
babes.
dogs. Get them out of here.
I mean, you were almost a Clinton.
No, you don't have to hide the dogs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He doesn't do dogs. He's not perverted.
Mr. Shatner.
Hey, I've seen some of his women.
Yeah. At one time, didn't you get on the Star Trek groupies at one time and like get alive?
Wait a minute, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Say AT&T, guys.
AT&T prepaid phone cards.
Oh, yeah, the phone card's coming out. Now, we didn't get our free cards.
They're with the book.
AT&T is announcing a new Star Trek prepaid card today that will make it easy and
Get 'em
fun.
up.
Another way that Shatner's going to be able to afford more prunes.
Well, he's on the 15-minute card. You get Captain Kirk, and on the 100
Houston
minute
has a problem.
100-minute card with Lieutenant Data and Lieutenant Worf.
Poon, and I fainted dead away.
My heart can't take that word. Please, you got to be careful. Did I hear you say AT&T prepaid telephone card?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
did.
did. Yeah, we were talking about the number to call to get some.
And you were saying you can get them at Spencer's stores and all that?
No, we didn't
No,
say
we didn't
that.
say that. We gave the
Did
800
you say
number.
I gave the 1-800.
Hey, what the hell is a Spencer store? What is that?
Well, that's in the East Coast, I think.
Oh, yeah.
AT&T stores. The AT&T stores are selling these prepaid telephone cards with our pictures on it and voices, our Star Trek voices.
And
it's
you get a
really,
you get a little slice of the action there, huh?
no, that's .com/. That's dot gets a little.
Shatner, you're lying.
Girl from
again. Stop
promotions, yes.
The girl from promotion gets a slash. I don't know who's getting what. It doesn't concern me. I don't care about those things.
Sure, yeah,
I just know.
You're up at this hour of the morning talking to these idiots on the radio, and sure you care. Are you kidding? What are you doing this for?
You need to scratch.
Joy and love and feelings of affection.
Okay.
I want to.
You want to what?
I want to belong.
Mr. Shatner, are you going to do any more singing?
Am I going to do any more what?
Singing. In the late 60s, 70s, you recorded a few
Whose voice
songs.
do you think?
That's Boner.
Yeah, yes.
You're
That's
talking-
Eddie the Boner.
You want to talk about?
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we want to talk about your recordings. Your singing. Your.
All right, let's talk. Let's talk about it, guys.
I hate to say music, but go ahead.
I'll say music. You go ahead and say music.
Music.
There, you see. Yes, I have actually recorded a new song.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, it's a rap song,
Oh, no.
and it's. I swear to God,
Is
rap
Puff
song.
Did Puff Daddy produce
Julius
it?
Caesar.
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar.
I'm
I
old.
do a rap version. of Friends, Roman Countrymen with Rated R. Do you know who Rated R is?
Okay, let's have a taste of it.
Let's hear some of
We
it.
can do R.
Let's hear it.
Come on.
Come on.
I haven't got it in front of me, but the next time we talk, I'll play it for you.
Oh,
All right.
come on, man. Sure, Dia should have.
Don't you remember just
That's called a hook.
Larry? Well, yeah, for days and weeks. Now we have some Trekkies and Groove Dogs on the phone right
Yeah,
now.
a lot of people. The phones
Yes.
the phones went crazy when we said that we're going to take some phone calls for you.
We're going to try
No,
this.
it went crazy when you said poon.
Yeah, I
Maybe
know.
that's it.
Always does.
We're going to try this technological marvel here and see
Let's
if we can
get some people on the air with
the
you.
communications
Bill.
Yes, those telephones are new in Houston, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Hang on a second. All
Yeah,
right.
we got to crank this damn thing up here.
Hey, Michael, say hello to Captain Kirk. Michael.
You got Michael on hold. That looks
You got Michael. You got Michael on hold. I'll take Michael anytime.
Michael, can you hear me? All right, go to John on line 1. technical
John?
achievement.
There we go.
John?
John, are you there?
What happened to Michael?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
These.
It's the damn phone thing. I don't know.
Listen, we have gas-powered telephones here.
Try
I don't
3.
know.
You want to try one more?
Wait a minute. Let me fuel the phone.
Hey, John.
Just a second.
We're done.
There
John,
we
say
go.
to AT&T.
Hey, it's Chris.
Hey.
Say
Chris.
Oh, Christ.
What
finally.
happened to John?
I don't know. John's.
Are they working?
Yeah, they're working now. Say hello to Captain.
I got a question for William.
All right.
If he had it
Yes.
all to do over again, would he have still done the green alien on Star Trek?
No, I tell you.
No, I tell you, if I had it all to do over again, I wouldn't be here on KLOL. I'll tell you that.
Oh, come on, Bill. We thought you liked it.
No, you guys are great. If you
gotta
say AT&T, if you say AT&T prepaid telephone card and Spectre one more time, I will say goodbye.
Oh, well, we're not going to say it then.
Because we want you to stay.
Yeah, we have another question for you. Plus, we got to know line 4, please. We promised them they'd get a call in. Okay, David.
Okay, quick.
Talk to the captain.
Hello, Captain Kirk. How are you?
Hello. Is this John Michael or
David.
David.
Poon?
This is
Oh, David.
Go ahead with your question, David.
See, you're hung up on Poon, and we're going to talk about that in just a
Yeah,
second.
we heard this about you, and it's true. You are
Wait a
you are
minute.
focused on Poon
Wait a
for the
minute.
whole damn
I said
interview.
prune.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said
right.
I said prune.
No,
You
you
say
didn't,
that.
William
We have
Shatner.
tape on you.
Hang on. David, what's your question?
Okay, I'd like to have it resolved. I'm a true Trekkie. I was watching Star Trek in the original series.
Yeah.
All right. In the
What are you telling us? You don't have a life? What are you saying?
the one show, but in the kiss of the century.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it truly a kiss, or was it just a pressing of the lips between Kirk and Uhura?
Any tongue with Uhura?
Any tongue with her.
Did you
guys?
give the black babe any tongue?
No, he's gonna go off on this tongue thing too. Watch.
I'm busy eating prunes here. I don't understand.
He's getting a little
I can't even remember who you're talking about. That's how bad it's gotten. Listen, guys, I'm way over my time.
I know you are, but before you go, just one last thing. When you were single and you were dating
Yeah.
all the babes, the best Poon that
Yeah.
you ever had.
The best prunes are the ones that are laid out in the sun for a long time. They sun-dried prunes are the best.
He
Kinda like
is the
Paul
captain.
The best prunes he ever had were from Jaja. That was
Yeah,
right
probably.
there.
I gotta say goodbye, fellas.
Bye,
Bye,
Bill. Bye, Bill.
What a treat.
Bye, fellas.
Beam me up, Billy.
All right, let's hear what he says. What the hell was that?
Hello, John and Lynn. Oh my golly.
You've been listening to the Runaway Radio Rewind. Join us next week for more memories and goodness for the intelligentsia from the people who made the former KLOL what it was. Find us online at runawayradiorewind.com and be sure to grab your Runaway Radio gear. You can find the show on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. Show us your dog, and we'll see you next week on the Runaway Radio Rewind.